That's the name of our new book. Dr. George McMaster and I are co-writing. Dr. George McMaster is a computer science professor, he's retired, and I'm just a jock. But the idea is, what age do you want to die at?
100.
100. Anybody else want to venture? Max, what age?
We'll see.
What?
We'll see.
No, that wasn't the answer. Just give me a number.
97.
97?
75.
75?
Oh.
Dan Sullivan, who is a personal coach, asks all his clients that question. But that's only part of the question. The next part is the part that I like. What will you look like the day before? What will you be doing? Once you get that picture, is it to be warehoused and in some old folks' home where they're looking after you? Or is it you're looking after yourself and you're taking advantage of your own fitness and preparation? It's up to you. So when I started to think about that, I started to think about our operating system. And that's what I want to talk about today, our own personal operating system. I attended a seminar with Bruce Lipton, who wrote the book, The Biology of Belief. Have any of you read his book? The Biology of Belief. But before I attended his seminar, I thought, well, I would read his book. I'll tell you, that was a very erudite book to read. But the one principle I got out of it is that our operating system is established from the womb to about age 12. That's when we have our operating system established. And according to Lipton, the reason it's established in that time frame, maybe age 9, but he says age 12, is because our brain waves are predominantly in an alpha state. Now hopefully you're in a beta state now. But an alpha state is that state just before you wake up or just before you go to sleep. Our brain waves from the womb to 12, predominantly alpha. What do we know about the alpha state? It's the ideal state for hypnosis. It's the ideal state for suggestion. Therefore, age 0 to 12, we're building an operating system. What are the suggestions, or where did they come from, that built the operating system that we're still functioning under today? Where did they come from?
Mom and dad.
Mom and dad.
School experiences. Experiences that we have.
Experiences, yeah, but where? I mean, where specifically did
School.
these?
Friends.
School, friends,
TV.
TV,
Religious organizations.
religious organizations, yeah.
Sports. Sports. Sports like soccer, baseball.
Oh yeah, yeah. From our coaches, from our parents, from our teachers, these are all the people that then put in the suggestions into this operating system. But what's most interesting, and Lipton doesn't really talk a lot about it, but I picked this up from the Pacific Academy in Seattle. We then use self-talk to reinforce it. Well, that's like me. We use self-talk, which is a form of just continuing the programming. Now the question is, if you know that, and you know that we're walking around with our self-talk, with the suggestions, we have a choice. We have a choice now. Do we want to continue with that, Like, in the mindset, what's the mindset that you want? Do you want the be good mindset or the get better mindset? And in Carol Dweck's book, the mindset book, she talks about the be good mindset and the get better mindset. And it's interesting, I talked to a lady this morning from Dallas, Texas, and she's interested in being a personal coaching client. And I found out clearly that she had the be good mindset. Are you familiar with the be good mindset? Well, you would be if you went to university and you were sitting in class, or you don't have to go to university, you can just go someplace where they're going to examine you. And the professor's going off track. And somebody puts up their hand. And they ask the question, Mary, you're nodding your head.
Will this be on the exam?
Well, let's be on the exam. Have any of you experienced that person that put up their hand? This is yes. Oh, good. You don't have to put up your hand, but this is yes. Oh, I love the participation. That's the be good mindset. The get better mindset says, oh, that's interesting. Wonder where the professor's going with that. That relates to something else that I may have thought of. If you're going to be in the get better mindset, that means you have to take risks. That means you have to step out of... The old cliche was comfort zone, but people didn't really realize how that was established. We talk about comfort zone. We had no idea what we were talking about. It's stepping out of the operating system that was established age 0 to 12. Are you on the be good or the get better?
I want to be on the get better. So I want to.
Yeah, stay on the legacy program and you can be on the be good. Ah, it was a low blow. No, seriously, folks. The presentation that Max gave today is do you want to be on the Get Better program or the Be Good program? Do you want to stay in your comfort zone or do you want to stretch out and make a difference? My question to many of my clients is this operating system serving you? To a large extent, it better be. Or it may not be serving you. Like some of the beliefs that were established in my operating system, I want to keep. My parents said, before you step across the street, look left and look right and then look left again. That's a belief system that I've got indelible in my mind. There's a lot of people, when they're crossing the street, don't have that same belief system. But mine is there, I'm keeping it. But there may be things that you don't want to keep. Now the question is, what do you do to reprogram? If you're a computer person, you upgrade your operating system fairly regularly. How many are on, say, a Mac, Apple operating system? Not very many on Apple? A few? What's your current operating system?
Apple.
I know, but what number?
Oh, the latest one, 10
Oh.
point.
Well, it's up to 12 now. But it's okay. It's okay, but the interesting thing is I don't care if you're on Apple or you're on Samsung or you're on Alexis or no, that's Alexis. You're on some operating system, you tend to want to make sure it's kept up to date. Same thing applies to our own operating system. Do we want to keep it up to date? Here's the program. It's real simple. I said to this young lady this morning, I said, you want to do